So we're gonna start with how to start a food truck, because that's how we started this journey with Charlotte's Kitchen. So we obviously started with a fried chicken sandwich. We spent about 6 months in that commercial kitchen testing it on the bar patrons, our friends, and our family till we got what we thought was the perfect sandwich. And we started hearing it's great, it's amazing from patrons and families, and them coming back to actually purchase it with hard-earned money at the commercial kitchen. So we start with that. The next big step with any business is capital. How do we get that money to start the business? So for us at the time, I was bartending at a high-end bar in town. I had made connections, networked with the bar patrons that were coming in, that a lot of them were high net worth. And so I got to know them, got friendly with them, and I decided, hey, you know what? Let's go the private investor route. We'll give up equity. So we have 100% equity right now. We'll give up a certain percentage of equity for this infusement of cash so we can go purchase the food truck. So I approached an investor. We got a business plan together. We got our product ready for them. We had them come down to our commercial kitchen. I had chicken sandwiches laid out for them. I had them try the food, and then I gave them the business plan. I gave them, like, you know, what's the percentage, you know, the cost of goods, what's the profit margin, what's the revenue potential, how are we gonna make money, where are we gonna go to get that revenue. We had that all thought out and planned in a business plan, handed it to them, and we shook hands that same night. We got a check for $60,000. In exchange, we gave up equity into our business so that we could get that $60,000, which basically means when we do distributions at the end of the year, let's say they've got 50% equity, and we make $100,000 in profit, they would get a check for $50,000. As long as we do distributions, you don't have to do distributions, but that's what they're gonna rely on to get their money back. If they set it up that way, you can also get a private investor for just a straight up loan if you want to take and maintain 100% equity in your company. They'll have in that, you know, more contingencies typically, such as like maybe a personal guarantee that, you know, if the business falls through, you're still gonna get them back their $50,000 and how that's gonna look. The same way if you went the bank route, where you're gonna maintain 100% equity, but they're gonna make you personal guarantees. So you might have to put up your house, your car, you know, some assets that they can get their money back if you were to fail. So that's the route we went. We decided to go the private investor route. It was a smarter, easier decision for us at the time, and we were able to attain an investor that was willing to help us out with day-to-day stuff, you know, just minor things such as, you know, obtaining a good deal on the food truck, finding us good deals on equipment, helping us when the truck broke down. So we actually partnered with a guy that owned a bunch of car dealerships because we knew that'd be beneficial for us owning a food truck, that if something broke or went down, we could just call him up and we'd skip the whole line, get in there, get that food truck fixed, and get right back out to business because he wants to get his money back, so he's gonna get his priority over other customers that they have at the dealership. And let me tell you, that was a huge benefit for us that first year in business. That food truck, as any food truck does, breaks down all the time. It's just the reality of the food truck, right? You've got all this heavy equipment, all this wiring and piping throughout the truck. And so without that, we would have probably missed out on close to $20,000 to $30,000 in revenue because we were able to call him. He either went out there and helped fix it himself, or he got us right into the shop to get fixed. So that was huge, but you can also go the bank route. We go to the bank, you personal guarantee a loan, let's say for $60,000, $80,000, and they'll help write that check, and then you'll be in charge of getting the food truck, everything going. It might be 3, 5, 7 year loan. We're gonna be paying interest on that, you know, probably anywhere from 8 to 10%, depending on how risky they think the investment is, which for this is gonna be kind of risky, so probably 10%. Or I've seen people go to the government, you know, giving grants out for people wanting to start their own business, you know, and they might give you a better loan, you know, maybe with a lower interest rate, but they're still gonna have a lot of those contingencies. So again, when you wanna start a food truck, have that great product, that great food, and then capital, you know, the 3 ways to get that capital: private investor for equity, private investor as a loan, bank or government grant, and then from there, you're gonna build that brand, baby, get a clean, smooth brand, and you're gonna go out looking for your food truck. So in the next video, I'll talk about how to obtain a food truck, the 3 different, 4 different, 5 different ways. There are a lot of ways you're able to go obtain a food truck for all certain types of amount of money and capital you wanna spend. So in the next video, we'll get into great detail about that. Like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and comment below on what you wanna hear us talk about for food truck, restaurant, or anything about running a business in the food industry. Peace.